Hi folks, this is your MWIS Fleeting View looking at the weekend and beyond. A big swap around in the weather pattern sees a distinctly cold northerly regime take charge across the country. This is your freezing level situation for Saturday morning, and we're down below 1,000 metres across a good part of the Highlands. The far north could be closer to 800 metres. Across more central and southern parts of the Highlands, that level will lift towards or above the highest summits during the middle of the day. Northern mountains, though, staying that bit colder, and across the far north could be closer to 800 metres, and that level will come down further heading onwards into the evening time, so 700 metres or below by the time we get towards dusk. England and Wales generally will see the freezing level above the summits, but it will feel cooler than recent days. Taking that onwards into Sunday, and that cold northerly air continues to come southwards through the night, and will start Sunday morning with some frost in sheltered valleys and glens, and widely across the north and northeast of the Highlands, that freezing level down towards 600 metres at dawn at least. Most mountain tops then above around 800 metres will dawn with temperatures at or just below freezing, even further south, but that level will lift during the daytime towards around 1,000, 1,100 metres or so, and by the afternoon across many western mountains that level may just go above the summits. So quite a diurnal range of temperature, with the afternoons coming through fairly pleasant. Continuing that story onwards into Monday, again some frost forming overnight into valleys and glens, and Monday daytime, if anything, just looks a little less cold, with that temperature lifting more substantially above the summits through into the afternoon. A similar story for next week, sometimes the high tops near to freezing, but not quite as cold as this weekend. But just be aware of the risk of frost continuing through the week ahead. The chart for Saturday has this cold northerly airflow across the country, high pressure centred away toward the northwest, a cold front pushing southwards over the North Sea, a weak feature as it runs over Scotland into northern England, a few showers around with some hail in the mix at times, and some snow flurries over the higher mountains in Scotland. Occasionally those flurries over the weekend will come down to some lower slopes, but not generally amounting to a great deal. A cold wind, though, a strong wind across the higher Cairngorms in particular, wind chill factor below -10 on higher terrain, the speeds up to 35-40 miles an hour at times on those higher eastern tops. Lower speeds further westwards, but still a keen, chilly feel to the day across the hills and mountains. Best of sunshine further west. Some cloud breaks will be around. Cloud, though, may just cover those higher Cairngorms and northern mountains in Scotland more frequently. Taking things onwards into Sunday, and that northerly flow will continue with the risk of some further showers across northern and northeastern parts of the Highlands. Some hail and snow flurries again coming down to lower slopes, particularly in the morning, generally amounting to very little in total, but a scattering of showers locally around even onwards into the middle of the day and the afternoon. Once more, cloud banks will more often cover those higher tops in the Cairngorms and more northern mountains in Scotland. Further west and southwest again seeing the best of the sunshine, and the wind will stay rather fresh and keen across those eastern hills in particular, not quite as strong as Saturday, but still a substantial chill factor, with the highest mountain tops staying near or below freezing point for much of the daytime. High pressure centred away toward the west will just expand further over us as we head onwards into Bank Holiday Monday. One or two local showers not completely ruled out across northeast England and the far north of Scotland early in the day, but most likely it's a dry picture with some good sunny spells around, some well-broken cloud that will lift all above the hills and mountain tops, and some excellent, superb visibility really, with the clear northerly air mass having come down, so a pretty good day for being on the hills. The wind speeds are likely to be much lighter than the weekend, maybe still a fresh breeze across more north and northeastern tops in Scotland, and temperatures will stay on the cool side, but will lift to be fairly pleasant by the afternoon hours. Similar story onwards into next week, with high pressure staying nearby. The general pattern for the week ahead sees high pressure very much still in charge. The centre of the high likely to be just toward the west of the British Isles, allowing the airflow at times just to try and come in as a light westerly across the Highlands, may draw in some cloud into more western and northern areas at times. More of a northeasterly flow over England and Wales. Temperatures overall will remain comparatively cool compared to recent times, but fairly pleasant for hill walking as we head onwards through the first half of May. Some local frosts overnight, daytime temperatures rising to between around 5 and 10 Celsius over the higher terrain during the daytimes, and the wind often light, and again substantially dry conditions, so do be aware of very dry ground conditions and that high fire risk, unfortunately, ongoing for another couple of weeks ahead, very likely. The long-term prospects for any rain looks very sparse still, with high pressure signalled to be near to us over the North Atlantic. Unsettled weather is focused over central southern Europe, most likely onwards into the middle of May, with the blue colours indicating low pressure in that part of the world. So this settled dry spring does look to continue, taking us through to the middle of this month at least. You can keep up to date with all your latest details for 3 days ahead, every day on our website. That is your Fleeting View. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.